Welcome. I would like to say welcome. This is our annual Recovery Month activity. This is something that's nationally recognized all over the world. During the month of September, we recognize recovery from mental illnesses and substance use disorders. We are the Office of Behavioral Health, and we absolutely promote recovery. So we have this event scheduled today to give you all some information about drug trends and prevalence, the importance of supporting those in recovery. We have invited all employees from DHH because we are in the health industry. And so people with addictive disorders or mental illness, they don't just present within the Office of Behavioral Health. They present within all of the different social service entities. So we want to heighten awareness and bring some knowledge to everyone about the importance of recognizing and identifying those that may have the potential for mental illness or substance use disorders. We would like to provide you all with information about services available in the event that you, a family member, or a client or recipient that you see may need services. We want to give you all that information. So we have some special guests for today that's going to deliver that information. First, we have Mr. Ivory Wilson. He is a licensed addictions counselor with the Office of Behavioral Health. So he will share some information about what recovery is all about and those signs and symptoms, and give you all just a little statistics about the prevalence of mental illness and addictive disorders. We also have Dr. Clark with the East Baton Rouge Parish Coroner's Office. He will share some information today about the heroin epidemic and the opiate epidemic. We have a public service announcement that we would like to show today. And we also have Christian McDaniel. He is a Navy veteran and recipient of the 2016 Peer Support Specialist Award. He will be sharing his personal testimony. And the purpose of Christian is because peer support is so valuable when it comes to recovery. And so he will explain his role and what he does personally to support recovery and his own personal testimony. In addition, Miss Marissa in the back, she is asking to make sure everyone has a ticket. Did everyone get a ticket? If you did not get a ticket, please raise your hand. Gina. So, does everyone know what that ticket is about? Don't be embarrassed. Y'all know it's that LSU ceramic bowl, right? Right? So, hopefully, one of you all will walk away with that, but more importantly, we really would like for you all to increase your knowledge base around behavioral health and how you can help and support. So, let's get started.
Good morning, everyone. As stated, I'm Ivory Wilson, a program manager here at the Office of Behavioral Health. I've been a counselor probably for the last 25 or so years. My primary job here at OBH is to work with residential treatment programs, 24-hour residential treatment program providers. One of our largest initiatives is one of my largest initiatives that I provide oversight to is the TANF initiative. That's the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families. In conjunction with the contract that we have with the Department of Children and Family Services, we provide residential treatment services to women, pregnant women, and women with dependent children. We have approximately 7 facilities statewide. There are 98 beds in total. Another major initiative contract that I provide oversight to is the Oxford House initiative. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Oxford House, but it's a recovery home-based initiative, whereas individuals who are clean or sober, who desire to live in, maintain a desire rather to remain clean and absent from drugs and alcohol, and they live together in this particular community called sober living homes. So those are some of the initiatives that I actually provide oversight to. So I'll get started with the slides. like Quinetta stated, this is the 26th annual Recovery Month. And so this year's theme is Join the Voices for Recovery, Visible, Vocal, and Valuable. I know in talking with a lot of the residents that I speak with whenever I go out to the residential programs, one of the first things they indicate is that they weren't familiar that these programs even existed. So it's very important that not only with the national recovery theme, but here locally with our office, we get out and we let people know on the ground that there are ambiguous amount of resources available. And if you contact our office, we can actually tap you into those resources. SAMHSA, the Substance Abuse, Mental Health, and Services Administration defines recovery as a process by where individuals change through which, a process of change through which individuals improve their health, their wellness, and live a self-directed life and strive to reach their full potential. It's a pretty extended purpose. I think we have 3 slides of purposes, but I'll start with the first. The initial purpose is to promote the societal benefits of prevention, treatment, and recovery from mental illness and substance use disorders. We also like to encourage people to openly speak about the behavioral health conditions, the reality of recovery, and promote ways individuals can recognize behavioral health issues and reach out for help. Finally, closing out that purpose, we like to spread the positive message that behavioral health is essential to overall wellness, that prevention works, treatment is effective, and people can and do recover from this illness. So here are the faces of behavioral health conditions. Pretty much individuals that look like most people in this room. There used to be a particular stigma associated with how the garden variety addict or alcoholic presents or looks. But over the course of years, that's changed. Take on many of the faces that we see around this room in our respective neighborhoods and families. So the faces of behavioral health conditions. Did you know that behavioral health conditions, mental illness, and substance use disorders occur among people of all ages, income levels, and living conditions? So they come from all different socioeconomic backgrounds, all types of racial groups, levels of education, attainment, you name it. It's almost impossible to predict with certainty who will become addicted or either suffer from mental illness. Of course, we know there are some genetic predispositions and also situations that occur through observation and learning in which people develop some of these disorders. There are approximately 43 million people, adults rather, in the U.S. that are faced with mental illness and challenges. There's probably over 22 million who actually live with substance use disorders. The most recent data that we recovered from SAMHSA, in 2013, among the 43 million, which approximates the 18%, Americans aged 18 and older experienced mental illness. Approximately 19 million, or either 44%, received mental health services during the past 12 months. There are several mental illnesses that are diagnosed among adults. The top 5 are the major affective disorders, psychotic disorders, depressive disorders, mood disorders, not otherwise specified, and also anxiety disorders. Those are among adults. And the top 5 mental illnesses diagnosed among children between the ages of 0 to 17, deficit disorder, major affective disorder, opposition to defiance disorder, depressive disorder, and psychotic disorders. Also, with the most recent data stated back that we gathered from 2013, among the 22 million Americans aged 12 or older, approximately 8%, needed treatment for an illicit drug or alcohol use problem within the past year. Of these particular individuals, less than 1% of these persons aged 12 or older, and 10.9% of those who needed treatment received treatment at a specialty treatment facility. There are some commonly known drugs that are actually used out, and we're all familiar with most of them. Some of them have particular slang names that may be associated with the primary name, but we'll go with alcohol. There's marijuana, cocaine, heroin, opiate pain relievers, and some tobacco products. Scientific research also shows that individuals with these particular challenges can recover, they can improve their health, their wellness, and live self-directed lives and function normally within their respective communities. Approximately 3/4 of those Americans believe that recovery is possible from addiction to such substances such as alcohol and prescription drugs. There are approximately 2/3 of Americans believe that treatment and support can help people with mental illness to help them lead normal, healthy lives. All right, here's another did you know. Actually, 1 in 3 people who struggle to cope at work due to depression or stress, according to new surveys that were actually conducted. That number is probably even bigger if we look around the offices in which we work in DHH. A survey of 1,200 people across the UK has shown that 1/3 of people struggle to cope at work because of depression, stress, or burnout, with 83% of those individuals affected experiencing isolation or loneliness as a result of the depression, anxiety, or burnout that they actually experience. This is some information specific to teens. It says that when teens are caught drinking or using marijuana at school, it's typically a sign they need help, according to some new research. Outside of my work here at DHH, I actually work with a contract with the Department of East Baton Rouge Parish Juvenile Services Department. I provide life skills to inner city kids who are on probation and parole. And, it's almost one of the common themes of why these kids are being arrested and referred for treatment, and because of incidents that occur at school typically. And so that national data also lines up with some local trends that we have here in Baton Rouge. Using at school was found to be associated with situations such as depression, partner violence, and attempted suicide. There's a high prevalence, and we don't really think about this in terms of, we think of children, but there's a high incidence of propensity of domestic abuse, if you want to refer to it, or either intimate partner violence with kids in school-age kids. I think this is our last slide. Did you know that the Institute of Medicine stated that if there's a combination of prevention, treatment, and maintenance, individuals who have these particular disorders tend to recover. There's a stronger, higher incidence of individuals who are involved in this particular continuity of care that tend to recover from alcohol and drug usage. That kind of wraps up. We're kind of deviating from our slide presentation because of Dr. Clark's commitment to a prior obligation. So this kind of ends this particular segment of this particular slide presentation. So we'll come back after Dr. Clark comes up with any questions and answers that you may have about the slides being presented.